Hello and welcome to the Temple of Tomes with your host, Indie Comics Jones. Today is January 30th, 2021, and this is episode 190th. Say I'm recovering from eye surgery from yesterday, and so I'm not going to be reading any comics so much, but I will be doing reviews in the future. Hopefully everything will turn out good with the eyes. My 8th eye surgery in 2 years, so I'm not real happy about that. Anyway, I want to talk to you a little bit about this new biography coming out about Stan Lee called True Believer, The Rise and Fall of Stan Lee. First of all, I wanted to put on a plug for Marvel Comics, The Untold Story, because I believe that this is a more comprehensive detail of Stan Lee's life with Marvel. Now, the new book that's coming out, I'll give you a little blurb there. The new book that's coming out, it's called True Believers, The Rise and Fall of Stan Lee. This is written by Abraham Riesman, and it starts out with, or it's based on an interview he did with Stan Lee in 2016. Now, if you remember, Stan Lee actually passed away, I believe, at the age of 94 in 2018. So he was going pretty much downhill through his late 80s into his 90s. So he was not in a good space there, maybe even suffering from a little dementia. He had lost his wife earlier, and that was a tough blow to overcome. But this guy, Abraham Riesman, has gone back. He wrote an article based on that interview. I guess it wasn't the most pleasant thing around. And then he's gone ahead and developed a whole book on this, and there's a pre-order looking for a February 16th release. So I would advise, be very wary of this, not buy it. If you want to learn more about Marvel, buy that other Marvel Comics, The Untold Story, I'm sorry. Let's take a look at Mr. Riesman's credentials real quick. And let's go back real fast. There was actually a blurb about the book, shoot over here, from Neil Gaiman, who I'm not sure ever read this book. Let's get it in a little closer. Maybe you can go ahead and read what he has to say. Just go ahead and pause. But it doesn't sound like he read the book, so I'm not sure. But it may be based on who. He says it's a whodunit. It's like who wrote what. Was it Jack Kirby or was it Stan Lee? Well, obviously both had big impact on Marvel, but I would have to say that let's go back and look at the art author now. That Stan Lee, you cannot not say that he was not one of the greatest advocates of the comic book industry. He's up there with the two gentlemen that invented Superman. He's just been a great ambassador all through these decades, and then they have this guy, and I'm not 100% sure. I mean, I'm going on speculation. What I heard from Yellow Flash, and he got the information from a Forbes article and one other article I can't think of, that this is going to be a hit piece on Stan Lee. So, and there's been a few other hit pieces since Stan Lee died, saying that he didn't contribute as much. But just to give you a little background on this author, he works for New York Magazine, not the New Yorker, not Atlantic Monthly, the New York Magazine, just plain old New York Magazine. It'd be like Los Angeles Magazine or Dallas Magazine. So it's not really a highfalutin literary magazine. It's just something that's out there. Just to catch eyes. And also the site Vulture, which I'm not familiar with at all, but I'm assuming that by the name Vulture that it is some kind of sensationalistic, what do you want to call it, business. They're just putting out sensationalized news, and whatever gets the clicks, it'll be on Vulture. So this is the guy that we have to look forward to. Now, he may get his coming upwards if this is indeed a hit piece, because his next book is going to be on Vince McMahon, who is actually still alive if you follow WWE at all. And there may be a smackdown of some kind, either legal or otherwise, on this Abraham Riesman. But I think he's trying to make a call out to all the woke cells out there to jump on the Me Too about Stan Lee. And, this is a guy, if, people are very, very different in the last years of their life when especially if their health has been declining and their mental facilities is declining. So, or faculties, I should say. But yeah, this I'm not saying do not attempt to contact the author. Just don't buy his book. I mean, unless something else comes up later and the book is something completely different, I would say do not buy this book. To quote the great Kelly DeConnick, whatever her name is, Kelly Sue DeConnick, if you don't like crappy literature, then do not buy Abraham Riesman's True Believer, The Rise and Fall of Stan Lee. Hey, thank you for stopping by and listening to this preview, not exactly a review, but a preview. I will not be reviewing this book, but I will be back with other comic book reviews in the future. So as always, if you haven't subscribed, please do. Please likes, please comment, and you get ready to have a good day. And remember Stan Lee in a good way. As always, this is Indie Comics Jones from the Temple of Tomes. There you go. Bidding you adieu.